Okay, let me say that one more time just to make sure you guys heard me correctly. I'm going to do with you guys the evens because I just did the odds of the other class. All right. So tonight, if you want, I mean, the solutions are posted, but I also want you to do what? If you want to hear the explanations, you can go and listen. Okay. So right now we're going to do the evens. You have to do them all, but I'm doing the evens with you. All right. So if you're having trouble with the odds, you can listen to the other class and listen to them having them explain. All right. So here we go, guys. Try to concentrate today. And by the way, we're going to have a test on Friday, bless you, on just chapter 2. But I didn't want to review for 3 days. Our test date is Friday. Everybody with me? So again, we're going to have a test on chapter 2 on Friday. Tomorrow we'll start the review. Everybody hearing me? All right. So here we go. Number 2. All right. First of all, let's talk about this real quick. What does 5 over 16 actually mean? What does that mean?
That is 5 pieces of pie.
Yes, that's exactly right. 5 out of 16. But now, what I want you to do is I want someone to tell me what the fraction bar means here. What does that fraction bar mean? Tucker?
Divide?
What?
Divide.
Divide. Exactly correct. So it means division. All right. Now, there are some shortcuts, but there isn't a shortcut to the 16ths. So what I want you to do is I want you to actually do the division problem. All right. So off to the side, we're going to divide that out. Now, it's kind of annoying because it's 16 goes into 5.0. So how many times does 16 go into 50? Who can tell me? How many times? 3 times, right. Because we know, and notice what I'm doing, 16 times 3 equals 48. All right, so I'm going to put a 3 here. And 16 times 3 was 48. Then when I subtract, I get what? 2. Then I bring down a what? 16 goes into 20 how many times? Once. Thank you. And when I subtract, I get a what? And then bring down a 0. Jack, listen, I'm working. I'm working. You're not. Get rid of it before I take it. All right? How many times does 16 go into 40? How many times? Twice, right? 16, because 16 times 2, 32. So now, 32, when I subtract, I get a what? 8. So now how many times does 16 go into 80? Somebody tell me. Let's see. 16 times 5 is in fact 80. So my answer to 5 over 16 is kind of annoying. It's just what? 0.3125. All right. So right now, we're not going to use a calculator. But in the real close future, we're going to use calculators. Right? But right now, I just got to refresh you on making sure you can do the division. All right? Does that everybody understand? That's all we're doing is we're refreshing how you do the division. Everybody okay with that? All right. And then eventually, we'll use a calculator to do the division. You can see how simple it is. All right. But right now, I got to check that part. All right. So now after 2 comes what? 4. We're going to take a look at 4 now and see what happens. All right. Now 4 is kind of annoying because it's what? 5/8. Right? I don't think there's really a shortcut for 5/8. So we got to do the division again. So here we go. 8, 5.000. I just put zeros down because I wasn't sure. Somebody tell me how many times does 8 go into 50? Somebody else want to help him? I think it's 6. Because 6 times 8 is what?
40.
With how many left over?
2.
Bring down the 0. How many times does 8 go into 20? 2 times? 2 times 8 is?
16.
Subtract. And so 8 goes into 40, how much? 5 times. So my answer to 5/8 would just be 0.625. Everybody agree that's not that hard? All right, you guys have been doing this for a couple of years now. All right, so it shouldn't be a big deal. I know you did it last year. I know you did it in 5th grade too. All right, so you should be pretty good at it. Okay, now question number 6. Question number 6, I need you to take a quick look at number 6. Who remembers from last year, when you divide by 9, do you remember what it was? Do you remember? There's a pattern to it, exactly correct. 7/9, do you remember what it was? What? No, actually, let's go off to the side here. Let's go off to the side. I want everybody to remember that 1/9 is 0.1 repeated. 1/9 is 0.1 repeated. 2/9 is what? 0.2 repeated. So 3/9 would be what? 0.3 repeated. But I want you to remember 3/9 can reduce to what? 1/3. All right? Now, is everybody seeing the pattern now, right? So 4/9 would be what? 5/9. 6/9. 0.6 repeating, but 6/9 reduces to what? 2/3. So now 7/9. 8/9. Now again, here's the like I said, this number always fascinated me because it doesn't seem true. I can show you that 0.9 repeated is the same as what? Is the same as 1. Whoever said that, it was really good. All right, but to me, that's 9/9. Do you agree with me? So again, 0.9 repeating is a very strange number. Very strange. All right, you should talk about that later in your math career, about why those two things are equal. All right, we can prove that they're equal, but to me it was just a little weird to say 1 is something other than what? 1. All right, hopefully that you understand what I'm saying. So now negative 7/9 is what? Yeah, negative 0.7 repeated. Now, before we go on, I want to show you something else, too. I want someone to think for me. What if I said 23/99? Someone tell me what that decimal would be. Take a guess. Tucker. That's exactly right. Thank you. 0.23 repeating. All right, now let's see if someone's paying attention. 106/999. What is that? Tell me. That is exactly correct. 0.106 repeat. All right. So I'm happy with you on that for listening. All right. Weird when you divide by 9 or 99 or 999, you get repeated numbers. Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to check out number 8 now. All right. I want to check out number 8. All right. Now we're comparing decimals to fractions. So one thing we could do is we could convert this to a decimal, but who really wants to convert that to a decimal? I don't like doing the division. So I want to come up with a faster way. You remember what the faster way is? Yes, convert the decimal to a fraction. So right now, what's 89.89 the same as? Exactly. So I'm going to put 89/100, and then we're going to compare that to 11/13. Now this is still super annoying. Because now, does anybody remember what we have to do? There you go. You cross kind of multiply. So what we're doing is we're multiplying these two things together. And what's 11 times 100? That one's the easy one. Now what do I have to do? Yeah, so off to the side. Don't let me do it. You try to beat me. 89 times 13. Let's see what that is. Let's see if you got my answer. Anybody else get that? All right, so let's do 1157. So now what's true about 0.89 compared to 11 over 13? What do we say it is? Tell me.
0.89.
Yes, there you have it. All right, now notice I am doing the work. You are doing the work also. You're not just having greater than and saying, wow, that was easy for me. Question.
Thank you.
That's not what we're doing. You're multiplying on your paper somewhere so I can see that you're doing the work. All right? No daydreaming. You with me? Sean, this is a big day for you. All right? I don't want just the answers now, or you get no credit tomorrow. All right? You're not just allowed to say, wow, Mr. Shroud's pretty good. He's giving me all the answers and writing them down. That's not allowed. All right? Let's check out number 10. Now, I think personally this one was well, this one's super easy. I don't have to do any work. Someone tell me why I don't have to do any work on this one. Sean, tell me why I don't have to do any work on number 10.
No.
Because? Better than that. Better than that, Sean. There's a better explanation. That's exactly right. 0.21 is a negative. So that automatically makes it what? That's exactly correct. Less than. Did I see that? Yeah, for some of you, it's right. All right. What's wrong with number 8? Okay. All right, now on number 12. Ooh, I can reduce this right here. Somebody tell me what that reduces to. Come on, guys. Because again, I don't want you doing the division. All right, what does that reduce to? Right, so now we're comparing negative 3/5 to negative 0.61. Now my question to you is this. Everybody should be able to tell me what 3/5 is. We don't need to do the division on that. You should be able to tell me that negative 3/5 is the same as, not 0.15, but what? You remember? Negative what? Now remember, we're telling, yes, negative 0.6. Now why is that? Guys, here's where I'm thinking now. Listen to me. You're trying to make the fraction. If you can make the fraction out of 10 or out of 100, you should know the decimal. So 3/5 is the same as negative 6 over 10. Does that make sense? Remember that now? And because it's negative 6 over 10, now I know that that decimal is what? Negative 0.6. And now I'm comparing that to negative 0.61. So negative 0.6 is what? Come on, help me. Negative 0.6 is what? Greater. Thank you. So this would be greater than. That would be greater. So always try to reduce the fraction. Always try to reduce the fraction. All right? Sometimes it's easier. Now, you may have any trouble with me or the explanation on why 3/5 is 0.6. You understand it now, or do you want me to explain it one more time? Yeah, good for you, Tucker. Here we go. So 3/5 is the same as 6 over 10. Do you know that? Times 2. And 6 over 10 means what decimal? That's it. That's 1. Just like if I had something like 0.72 over, well, not 0.72, but let's say I had 72 over 100. What is 72 over 100? What's that decimal? 0.72.
So it's kind of like 99 except it's not big.
Well, no, it's the fact that that's how we say 72 hundredths. 0.72 is literally 72 over 100. That's what that means. All right, that's what that means. All right, so hopefully you got that. All right, let's find number 14 now. So someone has 7 over 50, and someone has 3 over 20. On Nikki's home water usage, 7/50ths come from lawn, and 3/20ths come from cooking. So which one of those is greater? 7/50ths or 3/20ths? Yes, ma'am. Why is that?
Because if you touch 20 by 5, it's 100.
20 times 7, you mean?
Oh.
Oh, no. Do that. That's good. No,
So
you're right.
20 times 5 is 100, so 3 times 5 is 15. And then 50 times 2 is 100. So 7 times 2 is 14.
I'm very proud of you, girl. There you go. So 3/20ths is great. Thank you. That was really smart. All right. If you can convert it to hundreds, it's just as quick. Yes. So all we did was we changed 7/50ths into 14 over 100. You hear that? And then we did 7/50ths. I'm sorry, we did 3 over 20 is the same as 15 over 100. And then you can see the decimal. This decimal is 0.14, and this decimal right here is 0.15. Or you can just 14 over 100 is less than 15. Agreed? Okay, so that was 14. So now let's drop down. Let's check out 16. Did we already do 3/8? I don't think so. So let's divide. Everybody divide 3 by 8. Everybody divide 3 by 8. Did somebody tell me the answer? Wow, let's see. What'd you get?
I got 0.375.
Anybody else? Double check this work, please. .35? Good. Somebody else? That's why everybody's practicing their division. Sean, if I walk over there, that division better be done. Don't sit and stare at the board. You have to do the division. Same thing with you, Jack. Are you working the division problems? I've already done 4 or 5 division problems. You guys should be able to do it. What is it? What'd you get? All right, let's figure it out. 3 times 8 is 24, right? Subtract, we get 60, right? You got it? That's okay. So is everybody comfortable with it being 0.375? If you're not sure with 0.375, let me know, Sean. Okay. Okay, you want me to start? Did you get the 24?
Yeah, I got the 24.
Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to erase this. Okay?
Oh.
You good?
See, I just didn't add 3 zeros.
Well, it doesn't. I shouldn't have added 3 zeros. Just you add zeros when you need them. Does that make sense? So then I added another 0. So now how many times is 8 going to 60? 7 times, right? And then you bring down another 0. 8 goes into 40. There you have it. Is that good? I'm glad you asked. You good? All right, let's take a look at 18, guys. Okay, this one we should do mentally. What's the fastest way to do this? Someone tell me. No. I'm trying to make it out of 100. It's easy to make it out of 100. What do I multiply by? Everybody. By 4, right? So if I multiply this by 4, multiply this by 4, that becomes negative 32 over 100, which is the same as what decimal? Yeah, but don't forget the, negative 0.32. Tucker, are you still with me? I'm not sure what you're doing on your iPad. What was on the iPad? That's not an answer to the question. Your job is to be doing math only. That's it. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't want to grab your iPad and, come on, you're a big boy. All right, stop messing around. Only do what I'm doing. That's it. I don't want any problems. All right, is everybody happy with that? All right, let's check out 20. Oh, 20 is an easy one. 4/5 is what? Good. How did you get that? There you go. Thank you for that information. 0.8. That's how you should be doing it. Is everybody okay with that? Oh, that's not too bad. Okay, let's check out 22. Ugh. 1/8 again. Let's divide it out, guys. Divide it out. I'm waiting for Sean to tell me the answer. What do you mean, oh, wait? You're supposed to be doing the problem. Get to work. You already did it? See, good job, Jack. Thank you. Now I'm waiting for Sean. Sean thinks he's going to do it all in his head today. Come on, do the math. Come on, man. I told you you're brilliant, but you got to do the work. You hear me? Come on, man. Do it all. I don't want to fuss at you. You're too smart for me up here fussing at you all the time. What are you doing on your iPad? Are you looking at the math? Okay. All right, that's for sure. 0.125. Does anybody have any agreements? Except Sean, we forgot to put a what out in front. Don't forget the what? Yeah, don't forget the negative. Thank you, whoever said that. Negative 0.125. Everybody happy with that? I told you guys, that's not hard. All right, let's find 24. Ugh. 3 divided by 11. All right, this is annoying. 3 divided by 11. Here we go. So again, here we go. 11. How many times is 11 going to 30? How many? Twice. When I subtract, what do I get? Bring down the. So now what? Tell me. 7. Good. And then what? Now we're back to what?
It's 270.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Right. So good job, guys. So 3/11 is 0.27 repeating. All right. Yes, ma'am. Huh. And then you realized. That's annoying. Yeah, some things you have to learn the hard way. All right, yes, if the numbers repeat, we stop. You don't go to the end of the page. And I suppose you try to tape on paper and keep on going, right? All right, here we go. 26, here we go. All right, last one, that's hard. Here we go, so 11. And this one's probably going to be repeated too, correct? All right. So how many times? Yes, it is actually. How many times is 11 going to 50?
4.
4. So that gives me how much left over? Bring down a. So 11 goes into 60. 5 times. So guess what? There we go. So what is it? Yes, thank you. Don't forget the negative. So x equals, bless you. Did you do that division? Everybody happy with that? I'm happy. Okay. All right, now, listen. I want everybody to put down for 28. I want you to put calculator down. I'm not going to make you do this. And on your iPad, I think there's a calculator. So grab your iPad. And we're going to do 106 divided by 120. Everybody pull up your iPad, or if you have your calculator already, that's brilliant. And do 106 divided by 120. Can somebody tell me what that is?
0.88.
Hold on, tell me again. I want all the numbers.
0.88.
Okay, so like that, right? So that was nice that it repeated. So it says round to the nearest thousandth. So what would be the answer if I rounded this to the nearest thousandth? Tell me, Connor. Thank you, sir. 0.883. So I want you to do calculator on this one too. But that's for tonight. All right? Those are the only two I want you to use the calculator on. Are you okay with that? Are you okay? Now let's continue on. Here comes 30. What? Yeah, tell me.
So how would it be? Why would it instead of being 88?
Because look right here, kiddo. In the directions.
Oh.
That's all. Don't worry. I didn't even read the problem. So that was my fault. It says round. Okay, so they're practicing your rounding. So they okay with that? All right, here we go. Let's check out 30 now. Now, again, I always like to tell kids, if I can reduce, let's reduce 6 over 15. What is 6 over 15 reduced to? What is it? I think it's 2 over 5, right? Now, we should know 2 over 5 is the same as what? 4 over 10, which is the same as what decimal? So they are what? They are equal. Are they okay with that? Are they okay? Now, I mean it, guys, when I collect your homework tomorrow, some of you are going to get your feelings hurt if you're not doing all the work that I'm doing.
You can write like that.
No, I'm okay with that. All right, some of you are smart. You got this. All right, I just showed all the work just in case someone's having a question.
Okay.
All right, so now on 32, the easiest thing to do for this one is to just do what? Do that cross multiplying, right? So when I do 5 times 8, I get what? 40. And then I do, which is 42. So now we can say that 5, 6 is what? 5, 6 is what? Less than 7/8. Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question. Anytime I see that I can reduce a fraction, I just try to reduce it. So I looked at that and said, well, 3 goes in both ways, so I'm just going to stick that. Does that make sense? Over here, I can't reduce those fractions. Okay? All right, now I believe everybody in here should know that 2/9 is what decimal again? 0.2 repeated. Now don't forget it's negative, right? And then everybody should know what 1/4 is. 1/4 is what decimal? 1/4. If I have 1/4 in my pocket, I have how much money? Yeah, 0.25. Negative 0.25. Now you got to be careful. What's the relationship? Tucker.
Negative.
I don't know what you mean. Negative. It's greater than, less than, or equal to.
Oh, the relationship. Negative 0.25 is greater than negative 2.
What do you think? Yeah, it's more negative, right? So negative 0.2 repeating is greater than, isn't it? Because again, think of it as this, 0.22. And you have to remember they're both negative, right? Come on, Tucker. Is that good or not good? All right, don't be afraid to ask now. Come on. It's all right to be wrong, too.
I just thought that it would be because 25 is closer to positive, 25 is closer to positive than.
But it's not. But it's not, though. Do you agree? Because 2,2 is closer than 2,5. Agreed?
Excuse me.
All right, so 0.6 repeating. Everybody knows what fraction that is. What is that? 0.6 is what fraction, guys? 0.6 repeating is what fraction? Tell them. 6 over 9. Come on. 0.6 repeating is 6 over 9. Right? You know that. That's just something you're trained. You know. Anytime something's repeated, you can quickly convert it to a fraction. Agreed? So now, what's true about 6/9 compared to 5/9? Greater than. All right? All right, now, what I want you to do for me real quick, I don't want to run out of time, is I said the other kids, we didn't really have to do 41 through 47. So at the top of your paper, you can just put omit 41 through 47. Omit 41 through 47. What? For what? What you mean? Gotcha.
So we should go from 40 to 48.
No, right now I'm going to do 38 with you.
No, I know, but like the number.
Yeah, you don't have to write down 41 through 47. That's correct. Thank you. Okay, so now on 38, on which days did it rain less than 1/4 of an inch? What is 1/4 as a decimal, kiddos? 1/4. Jack, what decimal? I'm asking you a question. 1/4 is the same as what decimal? There you go. Thank you. All right, so now it says this. On which days did it rain less than 0.25 of an inch? Who wants to volunteer that information? Thank you, Xavier. What days did it rain less than 0.25 inches? Monday, Wednesday. Very good, buddy. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That is true. No, just abbreviate. MONWEDTHURS. Come on, don't be too lazy. So if it rains 9/10 of an inch on Saturday, how does that compare with all the other days? It's what? Yeah, no, but relationship to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's a lot what? It's a lot more. All right, 0.9 is greater than all the other days. All right, here we go. Last two. I gotta put these in order. Did we do 3/11ths yet? What? Somebody find out what 3/11ths is, because I don't feel like doing it over. Hold on a minute. Negative 0.29. Negative 3/11ths was how much? 0.27 repeated. Now, I don't think we did 2/7, correct? So let's just convert 2/7 to a decimal. That's not hard. So I go 7 goes into 2. How many times does 7 go into 20? 2 times. What's left over? 7 goes into 60. How many times? How many times does 7? I mean 8. Thank you very much. So do I have to really go any more than that? No, because now I'm comparing 0.28, 0.29, and 0.27. So now you got to be real careful. What's the smallest number there? What's the smallest? Now these are my 3 numbers. These are my 3 numbers. What's the smallest? That's it, correct, buddy. Negative 0.29. Then what's next? What was next? Jack, what's next? Which is what fraction? I don't think so. It was the negative 2/7. That's right. And then finally, the negative 3/11. Does everybody see that? All right. All right. And the last one. Now, these are all negative also, right? But these are easy. What's 1 repeated again? What's 1 repeated? 1 over? Yes, 1 over 9. So negative 1 and 1/9, negative 1 and 1/8, negative 1 and 1/10. Now all of them are negative, right? So which one is the biggest negative? Tucker.
Oh, 1 over. Or no, 1 over 10.
Actually, you were right the first time. Sorry. Yeah, negative 1 and 1/8. Because the bigger the fraction, the smaller, the more negative it is, correct? So it's negative 1 and 1/8, then what? Say it. Negative 1 and 1/9, and the last one would be? There you go. All right, so that was kind of annoying. There's only one I really want you to use your calculator on. All right. Now look, if you want to hear the explanations to the evens, you can go to the other class and listen. Do I agree with that? The worksheet, the worked out solutions have been provided. Now do yourself a favor, pay attention. You don't have to do 41 through 47. Is that okay with that? What time's the bell ring? 40. Yes, odds for home. Yeah. What time's the bell ring? I forget. Yeah, we got 3 minutes, guys. 3 minutes.